For centuries, we expected there was one objective reality out there, waiting to be discovered.
I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness.
What would it mean if consciousness is primary? Could one manifest any desired reality by will?
The Problem with Truth by Dr. Benjamin Feldman.
A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. We once believed objective reality was fixed, untouched by human subjectivity. This belief shaped science, society, and even politics. But in the 20th century, physics took an unexpected turn. The observer seemed to influence what is real, suggesting that the improbable could become possible. This barely understood concept seeped into culture prematurely, leaping from science to science fiction and eventually to politics in harmful ways. For centuries, we expected there was one objective reality out there, waiting to be discovered. The church didn't like that, but the idea was powerful enough to challenge the divine right of kings, paving the way for democracy. In the American experiment, truth was to be public, while subjective beliefs were to remain in the domain of homes, churches, and philosophy. Practical matters of opinion would be voted on. Politics demanded truth-telling. If a politician was caught lying, it was taken seriously. By 2015, however, there had been a shift. Facts, opinion, and make-believe were melding in a cauldron of economic and cultural grievance. But the stage for this had been set in part a century earlier, when the newly discovered building blocks of matter appeared to be swayed by the gaze of an observer. Before the observation, an atom is superimposed in myriad states. Observation is not a thing. It's a perspective on a thing. Yet, it seems to manifest the properties of the building blocks of matter. If observation is made by a device, it's called a measurement. It works in the same way. I know it sounds crazy, as if observing a waterfall froze its water in place to force it into one location. That's not true for a waterfall, which is big, but it is for a small atom. The father of quantum mechanics was confounded, and his conclusion was startling.
I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness.
This was a philosophical conclusion. The equations posed a difficulty that couldn't be explained in plain words. Still, Planck won the Nobel Prize for the math. But the question remained, what would it mean if consciousness is primary? Could one manifest any desired reality by will? Experience doesn't tend to be that obliging. An atom does begin life as a probability, until measured. Then it collapses into its single most probable state. Still, the rules suggest that locating an atom in front of me is highly probable, but it's still possible the same atom could appear in Japan. Culture quickly took hold of this paradox. Science fiction gave us The Matrix, where all reality is only a simulation. Fact and fiction blurred further in so-called reality television. The line between subjective and objective truth grew hazier in popular culture. And then, in a surreal mirroring of theory, a reality TV star became the President of the United States. His first campaign manager, echoing some distorted version of quantum ambiguity, declared on TV that the president does not contradict facts. He offers alternative facts. But reality cannot be transformed this capriciously. Yes, science has systematically transformed the seemingly magical into the practical. Quantum theory has already produced epoch-changing technology. Still, there's no truth in post-truth. It's hopefully only a weird parenthesis in time. If permitted, science may close it, resolving pending scientific issues and the cultural distortions they inadvertently enabled. Observation provides a surprising bridge between the quantum and classical worlds. But questions remain, both scientific and philosophical, about this wondrous mechanism. If Planck's statement about consciousness can be demystified by cognitive science as much as by physics, could we discover a two-way street in which consciousness not only perceives reality, but can interact with it? And not just through our hands, machines, and words, but more directly to create coherence and cohesiveness in a society we can truthfully call great. Even though for now it sounds like magic,